Okay, my honor students, it's almost 8 o'clock. I'm running late today. Here's the quiz that's due tomorrow. So problem 1, show your work. It must be base 10, a log base 10, so you can't do that weird stuff that some of you either found out on the internet or the internet. I don't know what the internet was trying to show you because that was the weirdest way to do that problem. But anyways, here's the story problem. Problem 2. Show work. Must do it with log base 10 again. Then, at the very end, if you did the extra credit, now be honest, but 6 times you had to have someone test you on your memorization of the 6th trig. So they should go, what sine? And you go, opposite over hypotenuse. What's cosine? Adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent, opposite over adjacent. Cotangent, adjacent over opposite. Secant, hypotenuse over adjacent. Cosecant, hypotenuse over opposite. There you go, that's it. Takes less than a minute. Now today, I want you to get your calculators out or whatever you got. Do the first problem for me, please. I'll move it over here a little bit. So you have 2 sides in the right angle. Find the missing sides for me, please, and then turn me back on. Okay. So we have these and these. So let's find angle B. We have the adjacent side. We have the hypotenuse. What's adjacent over hypotenuse? That's right, cosine. So cosine -1, because we're looking for the angle B, is 30 over 40. So on decimosi, you'll go down first, make sure you're in degrees. So you go up to the little wrench on the right, push it, and make sure it's in degrees. Then you're going to go down to functions, trig. Then it's the cosine -1, and 30 divided by 40. So let me do that real quick here. And I'm going to do second cosine, which is 41.4 degrees. So that should go there. Then A is going to be 90 minus 41.4. And I get 48.6. So this is very sloppy. Sorry, that's my fault. Then, hey, you're given 2 sides. You could do Pythagoras. B squared plus 30 squared, which is A squared, equals 40 squared. So 40 squared minus 30 squared equals 700. Take the square root of 700. And I get 26.45. Now again, remember when you're doing these problems, especially this one, you should just keep this number in the calculator. You don't need to erase it, round it, and then put the rounded back in. I never understood that. But anyways, okay, we're going to do some story problems here. What is the angle of elevation? Now we need 2 phrases for story problems. This angle is always angle of elevation when you're going with the ground. So angle of elevation. This angle, when you're going with the sky straight across, is called the angle of depression. Oh, that makes me sad. Now, if you put the 2 together, you get a Z. This should be straight across. I don't know why I'm drawing with a little curvy. And in geometry, you're going to learn that this angle is actually the same measure as this. So you could always switch the 2 if you want. Now it says, what is the angle of elevation when a flagpole, well, I know what a flagpole is. Okay, It says it's 22.5, so 22.5 meters high, casts a shadow. Now remember, a shadow is always along the ground. So, there's our right angle. Well, we're going to assume it's right. A flagpole is usually off just a little bit sometimes. Now, the angle of elevation is always made with the ground and the hypotenuse. So this is our unknown. I'm going to give it a Greek letter just to make it look fancy. And that's what it's asking for. What is the angle of elevation of the sun? So here's the sun. Woohoo, happy sun. Woohoo. It's supposed to be 70 today, kiddies. Time to get my shorts out and get a tan. So anyways, so what's this angle? Well, okay, what's this side and this side to this angle? Would that be adjacent and opposite? So I'm going to use opposite over adjacent. Now, if you got Desmos, you could do adjacent over opposite. Opposite over adjacent is tangent. Adjacent over opposite is cotangent. So I'm looking for an angle, and I don't know why I called it alpha. That's a Greek letter. Opposite 22.5 over 32.4. I don't know why, but one of their favorite problems in trig is the flagpole. That and the ladder, which we're going to do next. So, Desmos, make sure you're in degrees. You would go second tan 22.5 over 32.4. On the old calculator, I actually have to do it in reverse. 22.5 divided by 32.4, hit equals, and then go second tan, and I get 34.77. We'll say 34.78. The last problem we're doing today, oops, way down at the bottom. A 6-meter ladder is resting against a building. So we have a building. Now you have to assume the building is a right angle, but that's not always true. Doop, 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 doop. Here's our 6-meter ladder. Resting against the building, it forms a 72.5 angle with the ground. So here's 72.5. How far is the bottom of the ladder from the base of the ground? So bottom of the ladder to the base of the ground. So we're looking for this. So we have the angle and we have the hypotenuse. It's adjacent, adjacent over hypotenuse. So it'd be cosine of 72.5 equals x over 6. So I'm going to cross multiply, if you want to call it that, or multiply both sides by 6. So it'll be 6 cosine 72.5. Now never ever multiply the 6 by the angle. You got to do the trig first. So let's see what we got. So cosine 72.5 equals, sorry about that, 72.5 of cosine equals 0.3. Then I'm going to multiply that by 6. And I get 1.8. So this is a big angle, so it'd be 1.8 meters. If I did it right. So let me try one more time, just to make sure. Yep, it's right. Now, why does it have to be less than 6? How do I know that this cannot be 6? Well, if it was 6, the ladder would be laying on the ground. Holy cheese. Now, you have an assignment due tonight. I actually put it twice on Schoology. You don't have to send it twice. If you already did, don't worry about it. I'm learning technology too. Then tomorrow we're just going to do story problems the whole video. Tomorrow night the quiz is due. I'm adding no homework tonight. You might want to review the videos or whatever, but no new homework tonight. Just get that one homework assignment tonight if you haven't done it yet. And the quiz is due tomorrow. My high school put it on Schoology. And if you're having problems, send me an email. If the internet's not working, when it comes back on, because I still have 2 of my 8th graders have not done last quiz. Oh my goodness. Bye-bye.